Update on the Nolan Wells case, man. Let's go. Tyler Perry is paying for Nolan Wells' funeral and Colin Kaepernick is funding an independent autopsy. He disappeared during the 4th of July trip with his friends to Horns Island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Now, for those of you who don't know or haven't heard about this case, Nolan was an 18-year-old who was missing in Mississippi after going on a boating trip with his friends where he disappeared and they acted like they didn't see anything. His body was found not too long ago and the police are ruling that no foul play was involved, which is a bunch of bullshit like always, and they're just trying to tell us this shit so we can brush it over. It's nice to see that we got people stepping up to actually help this family, such as Tyler Perry and Colin Kaepernick. When I say I'm tired of this case happening over and over, just different names, it's crazy. And it's like the people involved in this shit always get away with it. We all know why though. It gets to a point where they just do this shit because they know they're gonna get away with it. Shit, definitely a crazy and wild situation though, man. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments. Definitely big shout outs to Tyler Perry and Colin Kaepernick for sure. We definitely gotta stick together when it comes to times like these for sure.
Tyler Perry pays for Nolan Wells' funeral. You got Tyler Perry and Colin Kaepernick helping out the Wells family. Tyler's basically paying for the funeral, and Colin Kaepernick is paying for a private autopsy, right? We know this whole viral story about this young man who went on a boat, went to Horn Island, off the shores of Mississippi. I believe it's like 8-10 miles off the shore from the, mainland or whatever. He ended up, being found deceased in the water. His friends left him. I believe they took his phone. It's alleged that they deleted some things in his phone. But this whole situation just don't sit well for me. With me, I believe there's foul play with this situation. You know what I'm saying? It was a video where you can hear Nolan saying, "Give me back my phone." And they're acting like, there was no foul play or anything here. But I don't believe that's the case. So we'll see what happens with this whole situation. Shout out to Tyler Perry and Colin Kaepernick.
On the beat, boy.
Let's get high, yeah, I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, I gotta pull. Let's live life, yeah, want somebody to turn up. Get fly, oh, for sure, it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, I gotta pull. Let's live life, yeah, want somebody to turn up. Get fly, oh, for sure, it's about to go up. Roll my blunt and pass my life.
We're back. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to y'all on the last video. On the last video, you guys hit the comment section and showed out for me. Thank you so much. If you're here right now and you hear me speaking, say I'm here. Real talk. It helps with the algorithm and whatnot, and it helps the message get pushed out there. Now, Collin, Tyler, I hope they know that this move can come with great responsibility and maybe some really weird and interesting reactions to what they're doing. Don't be alarmed if this is true what they say, that they're helping out with the autopsy and the funeral and things like that. OMG. Now, don't be alarmed if something comes out about Tyler or Collin. Don't be. You know how some people get down. And I'm going to leave it at that. Because what's going on is they're providing the resources to take this a step further, a few steps further. And with them doing that, it's not going to be easy for the person or persons responsible for this situation, but it is so much that does not make an ounce of sense. So much. And like I said before, I feel like they're spinning the narrative and creating more narratives to create chaos and confusion. When you spin these narratives and create these narratives and add to the confusion, It's just more storylines. And as long as everybody shuts the heck up, it might just go away. Yeah. Now, example. There was like some biker gang. It had to have been like 20 to 50 of them. They were caught dead to rights. They were caught dead to rights. But nobody spoke. Nobody spoke. But this is the thing that a lot of people are ignoring. Okay, those people disabled social media and this and that, they address certain things. Not once did they say, hey, we got legal representation, and I'm a judge for this and that, so I'm gonna make sure we got the best resources, the manpower, the hours, so we can find my kid's friend. We never heard that. We've never heard that, and we're not going to, because there are some people with a lot to hide about this situation. Now, don't be alarmed, y'all. Don't do it, because what could happen is Tyler and Collin can encounter some things that would take away from their credibility. And what that would do in a court of public opinion, it'll alter things. They're up against a machine, and they know it. They totally know it. What I really feel like, all of this stuff should have been kept quiet. Ben is giving me agent vibes. I'm sorry. Somebody in the comments even said, hey, everybody that he's represented hadn't got justice or whatnot. When I seen Al Sharpton's face, I said, oh my goodness. Even the colors in the background. Why are we really making this a race thing? I get it, but it's going a little bit overboard in my opinion, and I love my hue. But the way they're doing this, they're giving these other people too many outs. Real talk. You're not on a football field telling the team your play. You're not on a basketball court telling the team what you're going to run next defense-wise or anything. Why do it in this situation? We just went through what we went through in South Carolina with the little boy and a store owner. We just went through what we went through with the little dude at the track meet. Come on, man. Come on, man. We don't have to keep talking about the next move. But let's get to these clips.
Tyler Perry is paying for the funeral of Nolan Wells, and Colin Kaepernick has funded the independent autopsy. Apparently, Tyler Perry reached out to the family once he saw the story and shared in a statement that as a son of the South and a person who to this day questions the death of my nephew in a Louisiana prison, and as an advocate who has been fighting for years to get answers from Marsha Williams about what happened to her son, Terrence, in Florida, I know what it's like to not have answers that loved ones so desperately need. Now, it is said that Ben Crump and Tyler Perry will be officiating this funeral once it does happen. We are still waiting on the results of this independent autopsy. Meanwhile, Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter still says that there is no reason to suspect foul play. He says there's no information that we have right now that would lead us to believe that a crime has occurred, which is just bullshit because there's so many unanswered questions. So how can you even say that to begin with right now? And for all the people in the comments who are trying to say that he just got drunk and drowned, first of all, his parents describe him as an elite athlete. And Brian Tresher, vice president spokesman for the United Cajun Navy, said, my understanding is that even though there was a picture of the boys drinking beer and stuff, Nolan's blood alcohol level was not at an intoxicated level. But back to Jackson County Sheriff, he says that it's going to take weeks for the results of their autopsy. And as for Nolan's phone with deleted anything, nothing is ever deleted permanently. You may think it is, but a digital footprint is freaking permanent, and they will find out what was on that phone.
A son of the South. I've never heard that term before. And I lived in the South, so far south to where we had red clay, the 256 area code of Alabama. I even had an experience when I was 9. First week at the school, down in Alabama, their country. I came from Ohio, I was proper. Little dudes picking on me. I did what I had to do to two of them. I took all of their starter snapback hats, and I was just walking home after school one day. My big cousin met me because I was new to the neighborhood and stuff, and I didn't know the neighborhood like that. So he met me. We walking home, and we see this big old Cadillac with a shotgun rack in the back. Then we see these little dudes pointing. Yeah, so we're running. They chased us through alleys and everything. I could only imagine what would have happened if they caught us. Real talk. Life in the South. It's just sickening to how people in the South has just become accustomed to that type of imbalance. Tyler Perry. When you hear this next clip, you might look at this whole situation different. Keep in mind that Tyler Perry, like this woman says, shows some of the worst stereotypes amongst our race. And it's usually a light-skinned brother to come save the day after the dark-skinned evil brother ruined it. If I'm lying, let me know. But check this out. She kind of made me side-eye Tyler. Check it out.
Honestly, when Tyler Perry deals with people in boardrooms and wants to do a deal, they don't care that he black. They care that he's worth $506 million. Probably more than that. I'm pretty sure I'm lowballing Tyler Perry right now. I'm pretty sure he's almost a billionaire, if he's not a billionaire. Okay. When you got this type of money, it don't matter. You can be purple. You can be green. You literally can be yellow, green. You can be all sort of colors. They don't give a fuck, especially in the US of A. Okay? Tyler Perry, I ain't trusted Tyler Perry since shit. I have not been an adult for as long as I've trusted Tyler Perry. I stopped trusting Tyler Perry before I was an adult. Straight up. Because you made too many plays about this shit. Some of them are great. Some of them are fucking hilarious. And I watched all of them. But you made too many. You at some point, you clocking this is making money. So and then now you got white folks and Mexican folks and everybody else laughing at the worst stereotypes of black women and black men.
She made a great point. I can't argue that point. And it hits different coming from a black woman. Period. I knew I wasn't the only one that peeped that whole little thing in Tyler Perry's movies. And it's like, bro, it's the same damn formula. Cool light-skinned dude, angry dark-skinned dude. Smooth light-skinned dude, cheating dark-skinned dude. Just tell me I'm lying. Nevertheless, if this thing is real and they're really doing this, and it's from a genuine point, shout out to them. It makes me wonder why they didn't get involved in these other situations also, especially the little dude down there in South Carolina. Come on, man. But yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta see what's gonna happen. My next upload, I think I might do more about this photo that was floating around with them in the pool, and also the discrepancy in the timeline. If you made it to this point, say I made it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Let me know where you're tapping in from, how long you've been tapped in. Leave any recommendations or clues you have in the comment section. I'm out. Peace.